You know, I try really hard with these videos to kind of make them everything you need to be, but it's tough to have a solid opening when I have no idea when you'll actually watch this video. I want to be polite and welcoming, but saying good morning when you're watching it at 10 p.m., it's a little confusing. So allow me to let Jim Carrey's Truman Burbank help me out. See? Now everything's covered. Whew! Anyway, welcome to week 4. Welcome to Unit 2. Welcome to February. If we can keep the energy up, we can carry this through the first third of the course. You've got this. As you will see in this announcement, Unit 1 is in the past, and we are now starting Unit 2. There's only one piece of homework this week, which is a discussion board, but remember that it won't appear on the calendar. The due date is right here, February 9th, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. But because of the limitations with the software known as Brightspace, it does not appear on the calendar itself. That does not mean you have nothing due. It means that here is the due date, and when we go look at the schedule itself, it's right on there as well, okay? So this is what you have to do for homework. Please note that I have attached the Unit 2 Comparative Essay Directions and Sample, which I mentioned up here. Here are the things to read, and here is an optional quiz later, which we will talk about, okay? Will this be the week I finally go less than 10 minutes? God, I hope so. If you think you're tired of these videos, imagine me having to record them and then edit them and then log them. Oh, it's crazy. So let's hurry up and go over here to the right-hand side, view course schedule, click on the masterclass schedule, and we will scroll down here to week 4. Once again, you see week 4. It's the first thing under Unit 2. We have 3 learning materials to digest. We have a class exercise / quiz, which is questions of opinion or fact. It is not graded. It is optional. And the assignment, which is participate in the revisiting your topic discussion board. It is due by Sunday, February 9th. This is not on the calendar. It does not appear on the calendar. That is a limitation with the software. Not my fault, okay? So, let's stop talking about all this and get right into the first thing, which is, what is a comparative research essay? Well, I'm finally happy that they have changed this, because previous semester it was called the informative essay, and that was so completely incorrect. So now it's called the comparative research essay, which is so much closer to the truth. And this document here is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is the Unit 2 paper, and this is how to do it. Basically, what you're going to do is really dig deep into a minimum of 2 sides of your argument. Obviously, the one side you already agree with, and another side that you don't necessarily agree with. For some of you, the one versus the other is very easy because you already have a binary argument. We talked about that before. For others, you have a much more nuanced argument, so you might have to think outside the box and find a strong side, which is one of many. In any case, you'll be looking at the overall perspectives rather than the specific sources this time. That's the key difference from the first paper. And then you're going to reassemble the pieces into an understandable argument. So as you can see here, we have this cute little thing link, which I still can't stand. It's just a waste of space. And then down here, you can actually see the sample paper and explanation, but I have a much better sample paper. You can look through it. It's not a big deal, okay? But here, we have this, close look at the requirements, and we're going to talk about this when I show you my sample document, okay? But when you kind of disassemble your argument and put it back together in a new way, it's called synthesis. There are a lot of building blocks that you can put together in any way you want, and not everyone will put them together in exactly the same way unless they're following very specific instructions. Think of Legos. When people get a new Lego set, probably 99% of them empty the box out and build the intended kit with the instructions. They end up with a boat, or a castle, or a spaceship, or a bust of Darth Vader, or the Daily Bugle. Perfect. They look at it for a while, maybe play with it for a little while, and then what? Well, some freaks put it up on a shelf and keep it all dusty. Turns into a spider hotel. However, others take it apart. They might put the pieces away to build the exact same thing again later, but some of us, well, we say, you know what, I can take this castle apart and I can build a boat with it. Or I can change Darth Vader's bust into a spaceship. The pieces remain the same, but now our own ideas and our own creativity let us put those exact same pieces together in a brand new way, creating a brand new result. That, my friends, is synthesis, and that is what you'll be doing in this paper. So this is why I never say no when 2 or 3 or 4 students want to do the same topic. Because unless you are working together and sharing your notes and sharing your sources, and pretty much one person writes it and everybody else takes credit for it, which doesn't happen, everybody does things their own way. And that's why synthesis is so important. Now, again, you can go through this page and take a look at the sample paper. You can download it right here. You can take a look at the requirements right here. All of that. Do it. You can't have too much material, right? But you can also go to the announcement and click on the attachment there that I showed you to see this lovely thing. Again, I'm not going to go over this today because it's not due for another 4 weeks. But I wanted to give you access to it so you can see the end result. As you can see here, it's going to be 4 to 6 new pages of typing, okay? That means you're not going to take last unit's paper and redo it. It's a new idea on the same topic. 2 new sources, okay? Look through this to figure out what you might be worried about. It's the same format as the last one. Here's the structure showing you an introduction, a background, comparing perspectives paragraphs, exploratory synthesis paragraph, conclusion paragraph. And then look, there's a sample starting on page 3, and here it is. Boom shakalaka, okay? Everything is in there for you to look at, including an APA formatted references page. So, I'm going to make a big deal out of this in 2 weeks, but right now, if you want to look at it ahead of time, please feel free. The next document we're going to look at is finding your synthesis question. Once you click on that, you will get to this page here. And honestly, I'm actually a pretty happy camper with this page. It's kind of important. There's a need for you to learn the difference between what is called a question of fact, or what I like to call a closed question, or a question of opinion, or what I like to refer to as an open question. A question of fact or a closed question is simply a question where the answer is brief and definitive. What time is it? What color is that? What type of car is that? All of these are quick and easy answers. A question of opinion, or an open question, is something where the answer can be debated for hours, or days, or months, or decades, or centuries. What happens after we die? Is there life on other planets? Will the Philadelphia Flyers ever win another Stanley Cup? Sadly, that last answer breaks my heart a little bit. God, it's tough being a Philadelphia sports fan. You young people have no idea the decades of heartbreak we old war horses have endured. Sure, the Eagles are killing it. Sure, the Phillies are doing a really good job. The Sixers kind of suck. But, you know what? The Flyers have killed me. They're the only Philadelphia team that's not won a championship in my lifetime, and I'm about to turn 50. It's sad. In any case, once you get the idea which question is which, you can start and build your synthesis question. That is, a question which introduces your argument to the masses and is specific enough to not cause a lot of confusion. You have to avoid the vagueness and the direct answers and be a bit more open-minded about the information. So you can see here how to build your synthesis question. Browse your sources. Go through and skim those sources to actually understand them. It's not good enough just to say, hey, Mr. Christopher, I found 15 sources. Great. What do they say? I don't know. Well, that's worthless. Write a big list of questions that you found. Okay, great. Talk about universal basic income, cryptocurrency, internet gambling. Okay, great, wonderful, excellent. And then choose the question that's best for you. Okay? Who will pay for universal health care? That's a terrible question. It's a closed question. How much U.S. manufacturers outsource? That's an easy statistic to find. So you have to think clearly. Now, if you go back to the schedule, you will see this class exercise or quiz, the questions of opinion or fact. Clicking on that brings us to this. Now, honestly, all it is a Google slideshow. And you can go through it on your own to find out which questions are opinion and which questions are fact. So, for example, this one, does youth football need stricter safety standards? Obviously, that's an open question. It's a question of opinion because some people will say yes, some people will say no. The things that you need to find are going to prove one side or the other. Does texting while driving increase the chance of getting into an accident? That is a closed question. That is a question of fact. That is something we can easily prove with statistics. So, if you want to go through this and then email me when you get confused, I am all too happy to receive those emails. Finally, we could review the using SIRS to conduct research document here. It's the same thing that you've seen previously. It's the same thing that we did for Credo. It's the same thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So you can go through it. Here's another video that you can watch made by Delaware Tech's library system. It'll walk you through how to do it, even though I already did it. So all of that is here if you want to go through it, but I am not going to spend any more time on that. Hey, let's talk about the homework, though. It's another discussion board. I actually really like discussion boards. You wake up a little bit. If you take it seriously, I can see the wheels turning in your head, and I can also see who doesn't give a damn. It's a win-win for me. So here's what we're going to do. Using the same topic, you're going to answer these 6 questions in paragraph format. You are not going to give me bullet points. You're going to give me 6 questions in paragraph format. You can combine them all into a single paragraph. You can write several paragraphs, as long as they are not bulleted answers, okay? I have provided yet another helpful sample for you. Look at that. 6 bullet points, 3 paragraphs. See? Okay? Just look for the one that has sample in the title by me, and I say, please do not reply to this. Everybody's been pretty good this semester, so that's good. But anyway, when you're done this, I also need you to go through and reply to somebody else's, okay? So what I did here is I actually gave you a look to see what I want the reply to look like. Too many of you are writing like a sentence. No, 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 no. What I want to see, we'll go back. I want you to hit these 4 bullet points. If you can hit these 4 bullet points, then you can actually click here and then reply, and you can see that I have 2 very small paragraphs. That's it, okay? That's what I want to see. Just make sure to get it done, and if you have any questions, email me before the due date, okay? And that's the week, folks. Hopefully it's not stressful for you. As you watch this, or hopefully when you watch this, the Eagles are fast preparing to whoop up on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I have a good feeling about this week. Really and truly, I sincerely do. I'm having a party at the house, so at least I won't cry alone if they lose. If they win, well, it has to be better than the evening 2 years ago when I went blind in my left eye. So, hey, have a great week and, go Birds.